Are you in a relationship with a man but feel taken for granted or unappreciated? Do you wish that he would treat you better or put more effort into the relationship? If so, perhaps he needs a wake-up call to remind him of your value and importance in his life. That's why in this video, you will learn how to make a man fear that he's going to lose you if he doesn't start changing now. Don't go anywhere because we're starting right now. Hi everyone, I'm Dr. Antonio Borrello and I'm a psychologist and a relationship coach. This channel is all about helping you build great relationships so you can grow happy with the people you love. So if you're interested in making your love life the best part of your life, start now by clicking the subscribe button and hit the bell notification so you aren't missing anything. Okay, how to wake him up and remind him of your value and importance in his life. Have you heard the quote, "You don't know what you have until it's gone"? It's true for both people and possessions. Sometimes we don't even realize how much we need someone or something until we are forced to be without it. And it happens in so many relationships. I know of hundreds of situations where men took their wives or girlfriends for granted and failed to listen to her complaints. They stopped putting in effort or they underappreciated them. And despite her objections and warnings, these men failed to take corrective action and make the relationship better. Instead, they felt that she was just complaining or nagging and they did nothing. And then, one day, the woman decides that she's had enough. She's tired of being unhappy and taken for granted. And then, all of a sudden, she's done. She's checked out. I can't count the number of couples that I've worked with where this was the very problem. Where after years and years of being ignored, a woman will have had enough. She checks out of the relationship and decides it's time to separate. Oh, and then the man magically wakes up. He finally wakes up and understands the gravity of his situation, and he's devastated. Then he's ready to go to counseling. Then he's ready to do whatever it takes to save the relationship. But unfortunately, it's too little and too late. And that's why it's better to wake him up now and make him realize your value and importance in his life. So if you're feeling taken for granted or feel that he's not really showing you the love and attention he once did, here are the steps to wake him up, make him worry about losing you, and turn things around for your relationship. Number 1, let go of your anger and stop complaining about the problem. Okay, this one is difficult to do, but absolutely essential. Let me explain. When you feel like he's taking you for granted or that he doesn't appreciate you or treat you like he did before, it's natural to feel hurt and even angry about it. And of course, that makes you want to talk about it and share your frustrations. And sometimes that's enough to temporarily turn things around. However, if things don't change, continuing to bring up your complaints might actually make things worse. And despite all of the conversations, nothing changes. Things just get more difficult between you. It's like he sees you as the one who's always complaining and nagging at him. So instead, you must not bring this topic up again. At least not yet. I know it's not easy to do, but if you continue to bring it up, you could sabotage your chances of turning things around. So despite how you're feeling, you must not let him know that you're upset or sad or worried. Instead, after you do these steps, he's going to be the one doing everything in his power to make you happy. So give yourself a break from worrying about this. Say maybe a month or 2. Trust me, if you do these things, he's going to notice and he's going to fix things. Number 2, prioritize you. When in a relationship, it's common for a person to get very focused on their partner at the expense of taking good care of themselves. This is especially true when things are not going well. Think about it. When you are unhappy about your relationship or upset about something your significant other did, it can consume so much of your energy. It consumes your thought. It affects the way you feel. It really has an impact on everything. And when you let it consume you, you probably focus less on the things you need to do to stay psychologically and physically healthy. And that can drain your spirit and leave you feeling unhappy and even depressed. And then this too affects your relationship. So if this resonates with you, it's time to make a quick and dramatic change and force yourself to focus on you. Focus on the things that make you uniquely you, the things that make you happy. And that includes prioritizing your needs first. So make sure that you're keeping up with the life you had prior to meeting him. Be yourself and make yourself a priority. Make and keep plans with your girlfriends and keep your schedule busy. This goes a long way towards helping him to see you as a high-value woman with an exciting life. Remember, one of the most important things that men find attractive in women is independence. He's got to know how full and complete your life is. And when you do that, he is going to want to be a part of that. And when he isn't, he's going to feel that too. And glamorize the way you look when you're with him and when you're not with him. So dress well. Make sure your hair and your skin is glowing. And if you've gained a few pounds and don't have the same hourglass figure that you had when you met him, getting back into shape is something that he will certainly notice and appreciate. So join a gym or start following a particular workout program and make it a priority. Look your best. He's going to notice when other men are paying more attention to you, and that's going to remind him that other men find you attractive. Now, if you're a person who is always looking your best, consider making a change in the way you look. Perhaps you can change your hair length or color, or change your style of clothing, or change your makeup. Just make sure that it's enough of a change that he will notice, and it's a change that makes you look sexier and more glamorous. Number 3, stop giving him everything he wants. When a man has everything he wants, what is his incentive to try harder? What is the incentive to change? Think about it. He's getting his needs for companionship, attention, friendship, intimacy, sex. He's getting all of his needs met. He's not going to change just to be nice or just because you complain about it. So you're going to have to set some boundaries for yourself, for him, and for the relationship. That means that you're going to have to start saying no to him. You're going to have to disappoint him sometimes, and that's okay. And this is not a tit-for-tat situation, but it is about equal effort. Both of you should be equally trying to satisfy the needs of your partner. But if your relationship has become lopsided, where you're the one investing the most, or you're the one who's been doing all the compromises, then he doesn't have to try. And if he's not trying, and you continually do all of the work, it's not going to save the relationship. So again, stop giving in and giving him everything he wants. Number 4, raise your standards and expectations. Remember, it's your values and your expectations that sets the bar for your relationship. It sets your standards of what you expect. And where you set your own bar determines how anyone else is going to treat you. Because the way we love and value ourselves sets up the way in which we let other people love and value us or mistreat us. The problem that so many people have, when they're falling in love, they're often willing to compromise their standards in the early stages of dating. And when you do that, you are setting low parameters for him. But when you refuse to entertain or tolerate behaviors or actions of his that you don't agree with or that don't meet your standards, then you are staying true to yourself and keeping your standards high. Then he knows that he has to respect you and step up to the challenge and meet your standards or risk losing you. So if a man isn't meeting your standards and expectations for a relationship, if a man isn't treating you right, if a man isn't meeting your needs, well, then arguing with him or complaining to him or pleading with him is not going to bring him to change. That's just not going to work. What does work? Proving that you're willing and able to walk away from him. And this is accomplished when you do the next one. Number 5, have the talk when the time is right. This is super important. If you've done these first steps correctly, your man will definitely recognize a change and will probably become concerned and might even object to these changes. And that's a good thing. You want him to recognize and remember that he has an amazing woman. If he doesn't notice these changes, well, that's when you should become concerned. So again, you aren't the one who should bring up this topic. But when he notices your changes, he's either going to step up his game and become more loving and more like he used to be, or he's going to bring up what he's noticed and want to have a conversation about it. And that's perfect. And when he does, be clear and honest about what you want and your expectations for the relationship. This is when you're going to give him examples of when you felt taken for granted. This is when you're going to explain the differences in the way he has been behaving. So be clear and tell him what you need. And then you must also let him know what he stands to lose. And you do that by doing step number 6. Number 6. Be willing to walk away. You must be willing to walk away from someone and something if it isn't working. You cannot lie to yourself or bargain with yourself that although he isn't really showing you the love and affection that you expect, he will change or things will get better. Believe me, they won't. And if anything, they will only get worse. Look, People change when they absolutely want to or absolutely have to. That's why he must know that he's got to change or he's going to lose you. That's not something you need to tell him. It needs to be demonstrated in your behavior. He needs to feel that you aren't willing to settle, that you aren't going to tolerate behaviors or actions of his that you don't agree with. So he has to be afraid that he will lose you if he doesn't step up his game, and he will only experience this if he knows you are willing and able to walk away from something that isn't right for you. Now, if he cares about you and really has feelings for you, this conversation is going to be a game changer. Maybe not right away at that moment, but if he knows you're serious and you really follow through, within a few days, you're going to see some serious change. But I need to stress this important point. He has to know that you are serious and not just bluffing. So once you've had this conversation, it's now time for him to take action. He must start to demonstrate that he's not just talking the talk. That has to stop. He has to know that he may lose you. And that brings me to the most important point of the video. If you spent some time doing all of these steps and you find that he still isn't prioritizing you or the relationship, well, then you must walk away with your head held up high. Don't settle for anything less. These tips will work for you. Believe me, they're all based on focusing on you, prioritizing you, looking amazing, feeling amazing, and reminding him that he is with an amazing woman and he must work to ensure he keeps you interested in him. And if you found this video helpful, please take a moment to hit that thumbs up button, and don't forget to subscribe and hit the bell icon to be the first to get our new videos when they are released. I'll see you in the next video.